Good morning. I'm here to bring you your devotional for today, and I have this devotional book that I'm going to kind of be going off of. It's a devotional book that I've had for a couple of months, and I haven't picked it up in a couple months. I was working through it, and then I don't know, I felt like going with a different devotional, so I started doing that one for a little while. But Sunday, I was walking upstairs to grab some clothes from my daughter's room, and I walked by the little workspace that this was in, and so I picked it up and I opened it on Monday, and it was just God's timing is just awesome. What I picked up, here it is. I had the page folded down on where to start, and it was just really cool. It was just exactly what I needed, and something that I just really wanted to share with y'all. The passage is Genesis 50:14 through 21. So I'm going to read that to y'all real fast. Let's see. Where are we at? Here we go. After burying his father, Joseph returned to Egypt together with his brothers and all the others who had gone with him to bury his father. When Joseph's brothers saw that their father was dead, they said, "What if Joseph holds a grudge against us and pays us back for all the wrong things we did to him?" So they sent word to Joseph saying, "Your father left these instructions before he died. This is what you are to say to Joseph. I ask you to forgive your brothers of their sins and the wrongs they committed in treating you so badly. Now please forgive the sins of their servants, of the God of your father." When their message came to him, Joseph wept. His brothers then came and threw themselves down before him. "We are your slaves," they said. But Joseph said to them, "Don't be afraid. Am I in the place of God? You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. So then, don't be afraid. I will provide for you and your children." And he reassured them and spoke kindly to them. And so the verse that I really want to hit on was verse 20, which again it says, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the savings of many lives." We have all experienced real life schemes of harm, just like Joseph experienced at the hands of his brothers. Yet, despite living in a world plagued by sin, we can't lose hope that God's purpose will prevail for us, just as it did for Joseph. We can lean into the truth of God's faithfulness as we think about how God moved Joseph into greater roles of influence until the moment when his story clearly displayed God's glory. While Satan intended harm, God intended to use Joseph's life in the saving of many lives. Joseph gives us a perspective on how to be a survivor, submitted unto the Lord, believing that his plans for good will prevail. So when you're feeling anxious or scared about all this going on, try to remember those things, and try to remember that verse 20, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives." So try to remember that. Some things I jotted down was, like a lot of our parents right now, a lot of our moms and dads are having to take on the homeschooling role right now. And so try to remember that, you have the opportunity to teach your kids the Bible every day right now, and to bring the Bible and Jesus back into school in your living room at your kitchen table. So that's really cool. So the social media platform right now, my social media is one of two things. It's either about the coronavirus, or I'm seeing stuff about church services, devotionals, and worship services, and that's really neat. And so just try to remember that, what Satan intended to harm us, God's gonna make something good out of it. And just try, like I said, as you go through the week, as you go through the day, remember those things. Take the situation. What can I do to make this quarantine being stuck at home? What can I do to make that good? I challenge you to take that next step in your devotional, take that next step in your walk with Christ. Do devotional longer, dig deeper in those times that you have, because you have the time right now. And just enjoy the day, enjoy the time that you have with God, and just make the most of it. Because again, the verse, Genesis 50:20, that I wanted to really highlight today is, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good, to accomplish what is now being done, the saving of many lives. So just remember that, Satan is using this coronavirus to harm us. He's using it to suspend services, but we're going to make the best out of it. We're going to turn it into a good thing. And, we're going to stream our services, and we're going to make it where we can just strengthen our relationship with Christ. And so that's all I had for y'all today. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.